Happy late Halloween, you guys. Today we're finally rating our final book in our horror book marathon this year. And this book is going to be Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Kah. This book here was published on October 19th, 2021. And I wanted to let you guys know that I got this book here for only $5. The way I did that, I went to the Starbucks in Barnes & Noble's one time and I saw this book in display. And anytime you buy anything from Starbucks, this book costs $5. Now, I don't know if that's still happening. I don't know if it's all Barnes & Noble's. I'm not sure. I didn't research that, but that's how I got this book for only $5. And I thought it was perfect because it's a horror book. Now, before I start this rating, I did want to ask you guys a favor. Leave it down in the comments below. Let me know what is the best horror book out there. You know, what is the best horror book you've ever read? I want to get you guys' opinion, so I kind of make a list for next year. Recommendations from you guys, of course, so that next horror book marathon, you know, from September 1st to the end of October, you know, I have nothing but great horror books to read. And yeah, so please do me the favor, you know, recommend me some horror books so I have a list for next year's horror book marathon. Now, Cassandra Kah is a horror and science fiction writer, and she comes from Malaysia. This book here is her latest book. She does have another book coming out, and it's actually coming out this month, November 8th of this year. Breakable Things. That's her latest book that's coming out. Once again, November 8th. So if you're a Cassandra Kah fan, that's obviously something that you're looking forward to. But as of this book here, I'm going to tell you guys the plot without ruining anything, without spoilers. So the plot is basically about a group of five friends who go to a Japanese haunted mansion, an abandoned mansion. And the reason that they're there is because two of the friends want to get married there. You know, they've always wanted to get married at a haunted house or a haunted place. There is a lot of drama between these friends. I mean, most of them don't like each other. And you can see that throughout the story. You know, there is this drama, there's this tension between them. The house does have this backstory to it. It does revolve around Japanese folklore. There's this history to it, and that ultimately affects this group of people, this group of friends. So that does add more tension to the already drama-filled group of friends that are there. So if you like Japanese folklore, if you like drama, and of course if you like horror, this is definitely a book I recommend to you guys. Now, what did I think about this book here? Let me be honest, let me be straightforward. I thought that this book was decent. I felt like most of it had to do with the fact that she has a very unique writing style. I mean, I always talk about writing style on this channel. The last books that I read, you know, I read H.P. Lovecraft, I read Ray Russell. They all have their own unique way of writing. They all have their own style. And I will say that Cassandra Kah's style is not my, you know, cup of tea. It's not my my favorite. Cassandra Kah does use a lot of words, and I mean a lot of words that are kind of high level. I didn't know the meaning of them, and so pretty much the entire time I was reading this book, I had the dictionary app on, because she does use a lot of words that I didn't know the meaning of. And not only that, she also uses a lot of Japanese words. So if you don't know Japanese, or you're not, you know, that involved or into the Japanese culture, you will have to look them up, because she uses a ton of them. And I think that's kind of the main reason, not the only reason, why I thought this book was decent. I was confused throughout the story. Like I said, I think it's because of her writing style. I was confused, and the fact that, you know, this does have to do with Japanese folklore. I've never read Japanese folklore ever in my life, so this is kind of brand new to me. Maybe that's also why I was kind of confused throughout the story. I want to explain to you guys in detail other reasons why I thought this book was just decent, but because of that, I am going to say some spoilers, so this is a spoiler alert. You have been warned. Another thing that I did not understand about the book, and this goes to page, I already wrote it down, page 100. Talia's gone, and they're trying to figure out how to fix this curse that's going on. And so there is a part of on this page that says they find a book to reverse the curse, and this is what the book says: a bit of blood, a bit of bone, a bit of cum. Face retorted, his cheeks blotching red. A bit of organ, 4 cardinal directions, 4 kings. That's what it says. Cat. So, you got the blood, Phillips, he gets stabbed. Then you got the organs, Phillips, he gets stabbed. You got the bone, which is, and I'm probably butchering his name, is Phase. He takes out a tooth. So there's the bone. But then you got the cum. And it's like, okay, where did that come from? Is that part of the ritual? What's going on? Was there sex in this book that I missed, or what's going on? Maybe I probably missed it. That's one of the things that got me confused. I was like, okay, so what? And even the beginning, it took me some time to read to kind of figure out what was going on. I didn't know what they were doing in the mansion at first until like mid book. I was like, oh, they're getting married. Maybe it's just me. It's not clicking in my head. Why are there 5 people in a haunted mansion? What's the reason? And what is this place? I was still trying to figure it out until like mid book. Something I do like about this book is the tension between the friends, the drama. There is drama and tension between the friends. You got Phillips, who doesn't like Lynn who doesn't like Phillips. Kat and Talia don't like each other. And you got this tension between them. And then Talia and Phillips had something before. Kat and FaZe had something before in terms of like relationship, this thing, and you can feel that tension. I think the only person that was kind of neutral was FaZe until the end, of course. He was just trying to get through it, right? I felt like he was just trying to get through it, but there was a lot of tension between the friends, and they're friends. How do you call yourself friends and you guys are like fighting each other? And they were toxic, like they were biting at each other, and I was like, ooh, dang, like there is some tension between these friends right now. So that's something that I definitely liked about the story, is that drama between the friends. Now it's time to rate the book. Like I always do, I use our rating system from this channel. We pick W being the writing style, E being the ending, P being the plot, I how intriguing the book was, and then C character. Writing style, like I've already mentioned, not my cup of tea. I didn't quite like her writing style. I felt like it was confusing to me. I think most of it had to do with the fact that she was using words that I didn't really understand. She was using high-level words and Japanese words that just got me confused. I just felt like I was confused. She goes on these tangents between dialogues, and just not my taste in writing. So for that, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 in writing style. The ending, I felt like the ending was rushed. Like Talia gets cursed, whatever happens to her, and they immediately find this book that tells them how to reverse the curse. Like right off the bat, they go to the library. Lynn finds this book, don't know how, and they reverse the curse. Phillips dies, and that's the thing that I felt like was rushed. When Philip dies, everything kind of goes back to normal. They go back home. Like they get questioned by the authorities, but they just kind of, oh, we went with a lie, and everything went back to normal. I mean, they do separate as friends, but I just felt like it was rushed. Like Talia comes back out of nowhere. I don't know where she came back from. So for that, I'm going to give ending a 5 out of 10. Plot. Now, I know I don't know much about Japanese folklore, but I will say this. Most of the plot is about the friends. There's not really going on with the Japanese folklore. I feel like it's more of aesthetic. It's more of an aesthetic in the story. The main plot is the friends, the friendship, the drama, them trying to get married, the tension between them. I feel like that it's more about the friendship, the drama between the friendship, than it is about the Japanese folklore. For that, I'm gonna give plot a 7 out of 10. Intriguing. Now, like I said before, I was confused for most of the book, and for that reason, it wasn't really intriguing to me. I was just trying to figure it out. For most of it, I was just trying to figure out what was going on. I feel like the only intriguing part of the story was the story behind the mansion. Who was this person? Why is she haunting the place? Obviously, you get to know that in the story. Another thing is Phillips. What's going to happen? He dies. Do they go to jail? Like I said, the ending was underwhelming. Nothing happens to them. It was as if just an accident happened. That's how they played it off. And it's just underwhelming. So those are the two main parts that were intriguing to me when I was reading the story. But overall, intriguing wasn't that great. So for it, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Characters. All of these characters were being toxic. They were just being mean to each other. And I kind of enjoyed it because it was like, oh shoot, like they're talking smack to one another. But overall, there was no character development. They didn't really resolve anything. I felt like they were all the same from beginning to end. And the way that they reacted to the whole situation, for example, Lynn just acted all casual about the haunting, and it felt like they weren't genuine to the situation. And for that reason, I'm going to give character a 5 out of 10. All that being said, all those numbers being calculated, the score for this book is going to be a 5.2 out of 10. I know that is the lowest score out of all the books that I've read so far. I do feel like I did go kind of hard on it on the rating, but like I said, it just I wasn't feeling it. But for those who have a high level of reading, who know a lot of words, who like Japanese culture, who understands Japanese culture, who knows Japanese, who's into this kind of stuff, Japanese folklore, this is definitely a book for you guys. If you like Cassandra Cause's books, this is definitely a book for you guys. I thought it was interesting. I felt like it was a unique book. I will say that this book here was probably the most unique horror book that I've read yet, because it's something different. Like I've said, I've never read any Japanese folklore before, and so this is new to me. This is definitely new to me, and I'm happy I read it. With that being said, I want to give a huge thanks to Cassandra Kah for writing this book. I did like it. I want to give a big thanks to her for writing this book. And I want to give another huge thanks for you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys next book.